Was Harry Potter a psyop? And just hear me out for 1 minute, okay? Throughout the entire series, Harry and his friends often defeat villains or escape from dangerous situations using magic, right? Whether it be by using magical spells or objects, the heroes win in quotations because they use magic, right? But if you realistically think about it, the series isn't necessarily about the triumph of good over evil, but more so about the triumph of magic over evil. Imagine how many people since the Harry Potter series has come out have attempted certain practices. Imagine how many false senses of Satanism have been carried out since that series came out. And let me just make this clear, I do not read the Bible. I was never involved in any of those certain practices of which I'm speaking about. No, I am not a Christian. Yes, I do believe in God. And yes, I do follow various belief systems. They're all intertwined once you really educate yourself. But anyway, real magic, of which has existed for well over 3,000 years now, has seemingly become a mockery to none other than J.K. Rowling. Does nobody remember what she specifically stated? Specifically considering skinwalkers, or more so known in the series as nomages, which she said was used to demonize wizards. Okay, so you admitted that some of your creations in your series were related to certain belief systems. Nomage in the series refers to a person who lacks the ability to perform magic, but is specifically unaware of the wizarding world existing. So that in itself proves that you literally formed a cult. She made magic seem appealing and muggles, aka the people, not seem appealing. Does nobody remember what Neville Longbottom said in the series? Specifically speaking on Death Eater's teaching while Voldemort was in power. We've all got to listen to her explain how muggles are like animals, stupid and dirty, and how they drive wizards into hiding by being vicious to them. But also how the natural order is being re-established, right? Voldemort and his Death Eaters literally tortured and killed muggles for their own amusement. A cult that has existed for well over 120 years now that literally mocks the existence of humans who are unaware of certain spiritual practices. Not even spiritual practices, really, honestly, I would consider that to be a sense of sorcery. The Egyptians in themselves were very well aware of what this specific power was. And do you know why? Because that exact power was used to overwhelm the pharaohs, of which obtained power of their own. But see, there's two forces that have always existed, right? I really wish people would educate themselves upon the history of the Anunnaki. They made depictions of these beings just for those artifacts to be stolen and made a mockery of. Or they just label it as mythology. When in actuality, if you take an account of all of the major attributes, right, of every single influential character in any story across any belief system, you somehow discover so many similarities. But see, what this series specifically did was form a certain narrative. A narrative surrounding a consideration that those who actually practice magic are considered to be evil. But then comes in the chosen one who gathers together a team that further encourages the usage of magic, aka what you would consider to be the Illumin you-know-what. Our youth as millennials growing up was literally corrupted, and now we're stuck in the state of mind of disbelief. Shit, majority of millennials nowadays don't question shit. They're just so focused on trying to get their lives in order. But that's just the thing. Our minds were curious. We just didn't know where to go to obtain the information of which we required. So a lot of us at a young age were literally indoctrinated into believing certain things or following specific groups. Now, there are literally only a handful of individuals across the entire world of which are even knowledgeable about this shit to begin with. The muggles, aka the people who were unaware of all this existing, are treated as lesser while they work against the laws of karma right in front of our faces. I'm just saying, throughout the years, J.K. Rowling has made some comments that should have made you start thinking outside the box.